Howdy, lieutenants and economists.
The most volatile, evil, disgusting things on the planet, humans. If you have a video request, you can always go to assholeconsulting.com.
Yeah, I am gonna charge you, kids. And that is the importance of not fucking up.
You are such an asshole!
Hey, hello, Captain here. Got shit to do. Let's get this cracking. And we're actually dealing with a guy who's more superior than us. And I'm not saying that to placate you, dude. You actually are. So just fucking A. You're a physician and you're a real doctor. And we're just kind of like fucking wish we could be you. How do you handle the sight of blood? That's the one thing I could never fucking figure out. Like, I passed out. I was donating blood. I saw the blood go in the tube. Out. Just out. And everyone was making fun of me. But yeah, there's something you doctors have that the rest of us normal mere mortals don't. And I don't know, you can stand the sight of blood. Anyway, all right. Dear Aaron, I've decided to start my MBA in Chicago, the University of Chicago, which is the key point. Last year, while remaining a full-time working physician, the degree is being funded through my cost center at work where I'm a partner, essentially making it a tax-free investment. Good for you. Since Uncle Sam would take 50% of my income anyway, the degree's cost is essentially cut in half. I'm paying the price for this degree in cash each quarter, so I shouldn't have any debt coming out. I'd imagine not. If you're a fucking doctor, you shouldn't have like any... I know they tax it at a fucking high rate, but you shouldn't have no debt, period, as a surgeon or a doctor. So far, my favorite courses have been heavy in quantitative analysis. These courses include corporate finance, macroeconomics, microeconomics, financial strategy. So shortly, I'll be taking advanced investment courses that discuss portfolio theory with an emphasis in the CAPM model. Yeah, where here's what is it? It's a line. All it is algebra. It's simple algebra. It's a line. Your risk-free investment has a rate of return of 3%, and then based on the beta of how the thing goes upsies, downsies, that's what we apply the beta for. I'm sorry. I've been there. It's just bullshit. Okay. Emphasis on CAPM. How is CAPM? How many classes are you taking on CAPM? It's a simple fucking algebraic formula. There's nothing fancy about it. Markowitz's like efficient frontier theory about portfolio management might have a little bit of uniqueness to it, or at least like some mathematical masturbation. But okay, all right. Sorry, going over that. Okay. I have also attended lectures from the Nobel Prize winner in economics in 2013. Concerning efficient markets, that basically argues that index funds are superior to managed funds. Or really? Dude, I fucking knew this shit 20 years ago. That's what, I mean, okay, my professors weren't the greatest, but we all knew that index funds beat the majority of actively managed funds. So, okay, fuck. I used to think Chicago would be actually like, I kind of went, oh, wow, maybe if I went to the University of Chicago, I'd find some intellectual equals. Obviously fucking not, because it's the same damn fucking shit they were talking 20 years ago. Efficient markets. This is why I have placed my basic 401k retirement plan in a S&P Vanguard Total Stock Market Index Fund. Admiral shares due to the very low fees. Exactly. No, and you did right. Yeah, absolutely. Because like you're not. Well, they shouldn't have fees because nobody's managing it. They're simply trying to mimic the market, and that's exactly what you should do. I've also been taught behavioral economics. He puts that in quotes from one of the founders of the field, future Nobel Prize winner who appeared in the Big Short movie, who argues that microeconomics misses much of the behavioral aspects of finance. So the educational experience has been quite good, considering most MBA curricula is quite watered down. I'm just really depressed that the U of Chicago, like the cutting edge is to say that index funds beat the active managers. Like that's how the U of Chicago, that's how advanced the U of Chicago has become. So glad I didn't get my fucking MBA. According to U.S. News, this is the number 2 ranked MBA in the country, below Harvard, above Wharton. Is it above Wharton? Wharton was like number 1. Well, maybe this year, but no, like Wharton, U of Chicago's up there. So it's a high level of prestige and should allow me connections with the alumni network when analyzing the net present value of specialist physicians using current gross average incomes noted on Medscape surveys. The current valuations aren't that impressive due to medical school costs. Residencies that pay low salaries and the time value of money effects on earning salaries at an older age. But you went through this already. This is kind of like sunken costs. I have attached a link to this MP. He says, okay. Essentially, the net present value of orthopedics is the highest, with an average value of $4 million, and anesthesiology had a net present value of $3.3 million. These numbers appear overly optimistic due to, 1, net present value calculation only use a 5% discount rate. S&P index with dividends reinvested should give a minimum of 7%. No, dude. Dividend rate, your dividend yield is 2% right now. I'm sorry, doing technical analysis. The math is wrong. You have a 5%. Okay, you got suckered into the Cappy model. I know exactly what you're doing here. You use 5% discount rate. That's what it kind of should be with inflation, the cost of time. For you, an intelligent man, I'd put a little bit more of an interest rate on the cost of your time. But you say an S&P 500 index with dividends reinvested should give a minimum of 7% even with... Yeah, but you're believing in capital gains. You believe in the capital gains bullshit. To income being in gross numbers before tax. Yeah, okay, there you go. Considering about 50% of the gross salary goes to the government. You're right. You have federal, medical, SS, all that. You're listening it. With a physician never seeing SS in the future due to having too high an income. My educated guess for the true net present value calculations when adjusting for the above two factors would be around $2 million or over $1.7 million for anesthesiology. When adjusting the calculations based on the aforementioned factors, you are totally believing in this MBA bullshit. My essential questions that I would like you to make a video about are the following. Is it worth continuing in medicine if one stands to inherit more money than the net present value of the valuations given? Are you inheriting something? Considering malpractice lawsuits can expose unlimited personal liability, it would be foolhardy to lose money in a lawsuit that can be gained by working in medicine. Furthermore, with Obamacare, physician salary cuts coming in the future due to the Ponzi Medicare program, coupled with slow-growing U.S. GDP growth, and present valuations might actually be worse than even the adjusted figures I meant. Yeah, fuck. No, it isn't. Yeah, you already have your... Here's the problem that you present me with, is you've already gone through the fucking hellfire and coal. So you're already there. It's like, do you want to continue being a doctor or not? This is where life questions come in, which I kind of wish I asked you. But if I recall correctly, you don't have a family, you don't have a wife, you don't have 8 children. So you just get to get by on you. So, yeah, absolutely. I think it's very wise of you to diversify and get into the medical management aspect of this business. You always have you're a doctor. You're like a fucking god, basically. You always have that to fall back upon. And no matter how much these communists take over, I know your salary might be a little bit less, but even in communist Russia, like doctors, like you were paid a little bit more. So you have this skill that is in total demand. You can fly anywhere in the world and actually operate if you want. So it's not like you're only relegated to the United States for that's the only place that you can operate and work. But yes, in terms of the United States and here and now, absolutely you should diversify. I very rarely say an MBA is worth it, but in your case, if they're paying for it, or at least you get to write off the tax deduction. Yeah, I would do it, because then you get in the management you have to deal with. I mean, seriously, think about how much less regulation. I know you got to deal with regulation on the managerial aspect, but You're not a doctor. You don't have to deal with all that other crap. As much as I think the MBA is bullshit, and as much it hurts me that they're still teaching CAPM, like they made a fucking class out of that at the U of Chicago. It's not that impressive of a fucking thing. It's very simple. I mean, you'd figure out in an hour, maybe 30 minutes, you figure that shit out. I just wish you didn't have to go through the fucking hurdles at the U of Chicago. But all right. So U of Chicago has gone down this way. But still, the U of Chicago has a great reputation. And that's one of the few places, if I was ever rich, I've never had to hire people. When you say U of Chicago, I'm like, oh, okay, at least you're fucking serious. At least you get your dick in the game. Okay, B. With my MD coupled with a top MBA, attempting to get into top healthcare management consulting firm should be feasible. Absolutely. This might allow for a lower initial salary than my current clinical salary, but ultimately will have significantly higher salary ceiling with no malpractice risk. Absolutely. That's why I said you should diversify. Furthermore, exit options to other medicine-related fields such as insurance would open up after a few years of experience in consulting. Currently, for instance, the CEO of a company, we'll just say that, in the state makes over $6 million per year with about 20 vice presidents that make over 100 or $1 million a year as a reference point. This is only one state for one insurance company. I know, I'm agreeing with you, dude. Do you think it would be possible? Do you think it would be worth attempting to take a chance at this field? Absolutely. Look, here's the thing. You're obviously a higher IQ individual, and you want to do your doctor thing and all that, but you wouldn't be pursuing an MBA if you didn't have the intellectual capacity and time. So, yeah, absolutely. In other words, like, what would you have been doing otherwise? Would you have been fishing on Lake Michigan? Would you have been enjoying life? No, you got to challenge yourself intellectually. So already you're going to go down this route. I think it's a great route that you're going down to. So there's no risk. You make it. Is it worth attempting to take a chance at this field, dude? You're going to go down this path anyway. Okay. The up or out culture appears to be the possible negative of this route and concerns over exit options. What is your experience in assessing this option? I have gotten various opinions with many being highly positive but some negative. I don't mind the longer hours or travel that would be from Monday through Thursday each week. The only negative would be the lack of time with my girlfriend and future child. I have spoken to her about this issue and she appears fine with the travel aspects of impossible. Yeah, because did you tell her you were a doctor? Did we have a conversation about you never tell women you're a doctor? Now she knows you're a doctor. Now she's like, oh, I'm a fucking great. I mean, maybe she's honest. I don't know. But, fuck, now you gotta worry about that. Please tell me you didn't. Yeah, I'm not gonna mention that guy. Okay. Yeah, dude, I absolutely agree with you getting an MBA, because it's gonna be, okay, let's be honest. MBAs are bullshit. They're easy. It's crap. It's bullshit. I mean, I know U of Chicago might be somewhat challenging, but from what you went through to get your fucking residency and all that other crap you had to go through to become a doctor, this would be a goddamn cakewalk, okay? You could totally become an MBA. And I absolutely 100% agree with you that this is a great diversification outside of what is progressively becoming a socialist, nationalized healthcare system, and your income is going to be limited. My only concern, and this would be of every doctor, is because doctors are a unique, I'm not trying to kiss your ass, a unique superiority. Like, can you tolerate the corporate business bullshit? I know you're going to the U of Chicago. I know you have the CAPM model. It's very interesting. What you're going to find out, though, when you get to these top levels of management, they're not your level. They're not going to be your intellectual level. You're going to be way the fuck ahead of them. You think, oh, that'd be easy. No, it's going to actually be a hindrance and a complication. You're gonna step on people's toes, and these fucking faggoty MBA fucks are like the most fragile little snowflakes. They're gonna be like, yeah, you mean it could be politics and all that other crap. In other words, what I'm saying is, okay, you're basically a tradesman. An incredibly skilled and intelligent tradesman. And then you're going to go into the white collar world. You are blue collar. You are a blue collar guy. You are. You actually produce shit. Now you want to get into management. That's where my concern with you might be. I mean, you can always fall back on your doctorate. I mean, you'd be a surgeon forever, so you don't have to worry about that. I'm just saying, the way you're talking with your words, and it's the Cappy model. I looked at the numbers. I did a discounted cash flow analysis. Yeah, that goes out the fucking window. Especially somebody your IQ, somebody you're intelligent, and you may you have to deal with the whole. I don't know. Maybe here's what I'm thinking. You're the doctor. You walk in. You say, nurse, do this. Orderly, do that. Blah, 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 boom. And everybody respects your decision because you're a fucking doctor, okay? And you know your shit. When you get into an MBA, which will be bullshit, by the way, you will not be intellectually challenged by Chicago MBA. But then you go work in management. I'm wondering if you could adapt to that. Because it's mind-numbing bullshit to it. I mean, I didn't work at any high-level corporate executive type things. I mean, I was a vice president. I did work in a bank, but it really is like taking a mechanic and having him become an MBA. I mean, you're a very high-level mechanic. Do you think you can handle that? Do you think you can deal with the I mean, and you know, you could always go back. I mean, it's already paid for. You have really very little risk. You can go and become the MBA. You could give your shot at management. You could go for that $6 million salary. But if all of a sudden you find out it ain't for you, there's a reason. It's because management and corporate executive stuff is bullshit, and you're just too much to the right of the bell curve on the bell distribution with the intelligence. And you may have to just go back to being a doctor. Well, you get your MBA in the process. But yeah, I wouldn't get too excited about the path you're going down. It's just me. But yeah, what was your question originally? I went off on a tangent. Should you do it? Should have a couple to be possible to make a chance in this field. Yeah, it's worth taking a chance in this field because you're kind of writing it off and you can afford it. Okay, that's the benefit. And you have a great plan B. Is become a fucking doctor and make your fucking 6-figure, twice over salary. There's no risk in it. What I would be more, these are the questions I would just recommend. You ain't got no kids, you ain't got no wife, you got a girlfriend. What do you want to do? Seriously, are you happy being a doctor? You make enough money? What, have you been to South Dakota? Have you been to the Black Hills? Have you been to Mount Rushmore? Have you been to Rocky Mountain National Park? Have you been to Glacier National Park? Those are more important questions than whether or not you should get a fucking MBA. Just me. Just saying. So, anyway. I'm sorry I'm rambling. I just, it's kind of out there. I mean, like, you're one of these guys that actually makes the fucking money, and I don't want to, like, fuck it up. But, yeah, I don't happiness isn't in an MBA. I'll tell you that right now. So, anyway. Best of luck to you. Toodles.